Hello everybody, good morning and welcome to this new session on personal growth. I shall explain to you today a very important aspect of your life which with time you have started to neglect. And that very concept is the concept of dependence and independence. Most of us believe that we are individuals, that we are independent because you own a plot of land, because you own a house, because you earn a salary every month, whether employed or self-employed. This belief of independency is totally faulty. Spiritually, every living and even every non-living entity is dependent on the Almighty, that is the Creator. With time, most individuals, most human beings have stopped believing into this dependency. You will appreciate that scientists today has proven that a food chain exists in the universe, exists in nature. So the higher you are in the food chain, the more evolved you are. And obviously, as you go higher up in this pyramid, you will reach the Almighty, the Creator. So for food items, everyone is dependent on another or several entities. We need food to live. But spiritually and in terms of energy, every being is dependent on the Almighty. It is simple to understand, but you do not devote enough time on this matter to help you go deeper into spiritual understanding. Now, in all religions there is a God, and God is one. He is only separate in religions, but as you go up above the pyramid, God is one. Now, this God, as all religion teaches us, is present inside our body. When we die, that energy, that sacred energy, that divine energy, you can call it a soul, that when it is no more present in the body dies. The body is no more useful. It cannot carry out any of its functions because it has lost something very vital, and that is the supreme energy. So if that energy is present inside of you, and we call it the soul, and if that energy is also present, like we said, omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent, that is the definition of God, then obviously there must be a connection between the two. It cannot be separate. God cannot be separate wherever He is, and He cannot be separate also inside of your body. It is the same one who is everywhere and who is also inside your body, inside all living matter. Everywhere where there is consciousness, there is God, there is the Creator. That is why we said He is omnipresent. Omni means several, everywhere, at the same time. Omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent. This is a simple definition of God. Now, when you have understood that parcel, that bit and part of God who is residing inside of you is there, is present, and is connected to the God, the Almighty, who is present everywhere, then it means there is a connection. But with time, with material infection, with modernism, we lose this connection. We believe we are independent because we have a very big job, because we have a body which gives us pleasure, because we believe we are powerful because of our business or our political affinities and all the rest. We lose this connection, and this is where we fail. But I want you to remember this all the time. All religions teach that human beings are sacred. This is the truth. So if we are sacred, we have God inside of us, we are connected with God, but then what have we lost? We have lost the connection. And to be able to grow personally, spiritually, you have to reinstate that connection. The connection is there, the tube is there, the wire is there. You only have to reinstate it. You only have to start using it again, because God never forgets His children. You forget Him. So how do we reinstate this connection? It is by talking to God. As simple as that. But don't expect an answer, at least directly. But indirectly, you will be sure to get answers if you practice daily. God listens to you through prayers. But you only talk to God when you complain, when things are not working properly, when you are dissatisfied, when you are frustrated, when you are angry. Then you talk to God. This is selfishness, and God does not like selfish persons. Now, you will also need to know that the disconnection from God comes mainly because of our ego. Ego is intelligence which has been distorted. That is one simple definition of ego. And that ego which creates our independency, which is faulty, like I told you earlier, it makes us become distant from God. When you are distant from God, one thing for sure will happen, and that is suffering. That is lack of peace of mind. That is lack of happiness. Now, happiness for many people, it has many dimensions, many definitions. Somebody can be happy with the latest model of mobile. Somebody can be happy with wealth in the bank, with material possessions. But remember, I told you, this is not happiness. This is only pleasure. True happiness means peace of mind. Means you are stable. Happiness means you are not disturbed by joyful events in your life and also painful events in your life. So every time you are stable, this is real happiness. Now, coming back to this dependency and independency issue, when your ego is quite high and quite developed, you will be further away from God. The connection will be lost at a higher level. When your ego is less in terms of intensity, your closeness to God will be a little more. This is how it happens. So the ego will make you believe you should be more and more independent. So what must you do realistically is that you must work on your ego. You must make it happen that you don't have ego in your system, because ego is falsified intelligence. Ego is self-image. Ego is self-esteem. Ego is self-identity. So you have to drop this, and it does not come by itself. There is a intentional struggle that you must start to fight this ego. Ego is related to evil. And the role of evil is to make children of God move away from Him. And believe me, that evil is very successful on earth. How many people believe in God? Practicing a ritual does not mean you believe in God. You're only practicing a ritual because you have been told to do so. And sometimes you even don't know what you are doing. You just follow it blindly. You don't know why you are doing such things. But God is above all rituals. He is not interested with your rituals, like I told you earlier. He is interested with your sacrifice. He is interested that you realize you are dependent on Him. Where does the plot of land on which you are living come from? Where does the food you eat come from? Where does the water you drink come from? Who has made all the metals in the earth to create cars and aeroplanes for you? But you don't think about that. All the fruits you like to eat, where does this come from? So there is a dependency, there is a cycle in the nature which creates all these things for you day in, day out. But you think it's there because you are powerful, you are buying it with your money, and you are independent. I have money in my wallet, I can buy almost many things, so I am an independent entity. This is not true at all. Because you don't have the time to think about this in this way. And that is the truth. We are all dependent on Him. Imagine there is no God, there is no creation, there is no nature. There is no arrangement for you to get milk, to get yogurt, to get meat, to get fruits, to get vegetables. How will your life be? You shall be totally miserable. Think about it. When you don't have running water in your shower, you feel miserable. You feel unhappy. There is a dependency of running water in your shower. So when you will sit in silence and you will analyze what I have told you about dependence, independence, and the role of ego to separate you from your Creator, then you will say, oh, all this time I've been wasting my time. Yes, this is the truth. We are wasting time. And when you waste time every day and you are not practicing spiritual exercises which will make you grow more spiritually, then you are wasting your life. But life cannot be wasted. It is too important. This life on earth is a big opportunity for you to grow up and rise spiritually and go back to your origin. And our origin is back to Godhead, back to nature, back to spirituality. But the slaves of modernism, the slaves of materialism will prevent you from doing this. And even your own ego, which I told you is your falsified intelligence, which is your self-image, your self-identity, your self-esteem, that thing which is very dangerous, which is the ego, it will make you move away from your Creator. And when you are away from your Creator, you shall be the most miserable living entity in this world. Although you will be fooled to believe that by all the pleasures you are getting every day, you are happy. Pleasure is temporary. Happiness is permanent. Just remember this. So here we are. Thank you for your attention, and keep meditating and pondering on all that I have explained to you today on dependency and I am sure you will make progress on the spiritual path.